Joining us now on the MegaCast is Mark Cunningham from the Grace Centers of Hope and Jerry Acciaioli from CAPS Remodeling. Thank you both for joining us.
Hi, Tyler. Thank you. Hi, Jerry.
Thanks for having us, guys.
I appreciate having both of you on. So let's start with you, Mark. For those that are unfamiliar with Grace Centers of Hope, what does your organization do? What services do you provide to the community?
So Grace Centers of Hope is a local rescue mission here in Pontiac. We have been here for 80 years now. It's our 80th year anniversary. So we've been doing what we do for a long time. We take men, women, and families who are homeless due to addiction, abuse, lack of education, and bring them into our program. It's a one-year program where they can come in, restructure their lives, get some life skills. It's a faith-based program. They have caseworkers, and we have a daycare and a learning center. If they need a GED, we have a licensed GED center. So they come in and are showered with opportunity. And so that's what we do here at Grace Centers of Hope.
And then, Jerry, you are with CAPS Remodeling, but you do a very special kind of remodeling projects. Is what you and your company specialize in. Can you tell us about CAPS Remodeling and the business that you do to help people remodel their homes?
Sure, Tyler. Thanks. Yeah, CAPS Remodeling is a company that does barrier-free remodeling and durable medical solutions for those with physical challenges, whether that be people who have been in car accidents or are just the elderly aging. You know, anybody who has any kind of physical challenge that has any kind of compromised mobility. We provide solutions that allow accessibility and mobility in people's homes and allows them to age in place and stay in their home longer.
So then how did the connection between your organization and Grace Centers of Hope come together? Because you did, we're having both you on together today because CAPS Remodeling announced for the second straight year they're providing a $10,000 matching grant to Grace Centers of Hope. So what connected your organization, your company with this organization and has led to this consistent partnership in donations?
Yeah, our owner, Jeff Cates, has known Pastor Clark, and he had probably met, it has to be probably 10 years or so back. The relationship has evolved over time. Jeff has a faith-based company here that he has set up. He has deep-rooted religious beliefs, as well as the fact that, you know, he's a charitable kind of guy to begin with. He likes to give back. It's in his nature to be that way. And I think when he talked to Pastor Clark, he realized that a lot of times funding for the types of programs that they have set up there at Grace Centers could be challenging. And he stepped up and because of his faith belief, you know, put a donation in place a while back, and I think has increased that donation over time. And then last year, you know, Grace Centers approached us to say, hey, you know, we want to formalize our fundraising. You know, would you mind, you know, being the kind of like lead sponsor to kick off their match program to try to generate additional funding from organizations? I mean, it's difficult at times because government doesn't supply to funding to religious-based organizations. So a lot of this has to come through private businesses. And I think Jeff realized that. And the other thing, too, is I think Jeff in his history has a circle of dealing with, you know, members in his circle that have had addiction issues and has witnessed firsthand the advantages to having an organization like Grace Centers. So it was a natural fit, you know, being a faith-based company as well as having a generous owner like Jeff is. It just kind of made sense, and there was a nice alignment there.
We're joined by a couple of gentlemen. We're joined by Mark Cunningham from Grace Centers of Hope and Jerry Acciaioli from CAPS Remodeling on the Michigan MegaCast. More information on Grace Centers of Hope can be found by visiting their website, gracecentersofhope.org, and more information on CAPS Remodeling at their website, capsremodeling.com. And so we'll go back to Mark for a moment here. So donations to your organization, it's a nonprofit, so of course donations are a critical method of keeping your services alive and keeping your services moving. And certainly donations from individuals or from families in the community are critical, whether it be a monetary donation or donating their time and volunteering with Grace Centers of Hope. But these sort of these corporate donations from different businesses throughout the community, especially something as substantial as this, $10,000 in donations, once again in a matching donation from CAPS Remodeling for the second consecutive year. How critical are those kinds of donations to being able to sustain your services at the level that you are over the course of time?
Tyler, they are so crucial to us. Jerry mentioned that the government doesn't like to fund faith-based programs, and our program has no government funding at all. We do not receive government funding. We don't ask for government funding. So to have local businesses like CAPS come alongside of us, especially with this generous of a donation, is just crucial. This program survives by people helping people. It's a $7.5 million a year budget. That is a lot of money to raise in 12 months. It is an extreme amount of money. And we do it $2 at a time, $2,000 at a time, $10,000 at a time. They all play a key role. And to have something of this magnitude with CAPS, and they're basically right in our backyard. They're a city or two over. So they're right here in our community, and they're providing for our community, for the folks around us. It's a blessing that we appreciate very much. And the people at CAPS have been very gracious with much more than just these matches as well. So many thanks to Jeff Cates and the team over there.
Yeah, and to continue on with that, it's a matching donation, so up to $10,000 CAPS Remodeling will match, and so they're always saying we'll give you at least $10,000. So then, how important is it then for the community in this month of May, knowing that match is there from CAPS and perhaps maybe from other organizations or other companies as well? How important is it in the month of May for people if they want to donate? And a lot of people will make their donations at the end of the year or right around tax time to be able to fit that into their tax return. But why is May kind of an odd time for a lot of people generally to make donations so important given that this match is in place?
That's a great point, Tyler. It is a crucial time frame as well, because summertime it's hard to raise money. And during the holidays and the cold weather, people feel that pull at their heart, like, oh, you know, the people there, the homeless, they need food, they need shelter, they need warm clothes. And so they're very generous at that time of year. But when it comes to be spring and summer, it's much harder to raise money. So to have somebody like CAPS come and say, we're going to give you that $10,000 match, and then somebody who's maybe on the fence or maybe not sure, do I want to donate now, do I not want, and they see the opportunity to double their donation, it really does work. It works very well. We came up with this a couple of years ago, and it works very well to raise money, especially during these harder times, harder months of the year. So it's very crucial. And I'm glad you brought that timing point up because, like I say, people are very generous at holiday, Christmas, end of year for tax breaks. So this time of year, we need to continue to let people know that there's people struggling, people right here in our community struggling, men, women, and kids coming into our program, living in the backs of a car or under a freeway overpass. They don't just come in the winter, they come all year long, you know, and the men and women come all year long, and they need your support.
We're joined by Mark Cunningham from Grace Centers of Hope. He is the Director of Donor Relations. We're also joined by the General Manager of CAPS Remodeling, Jerry Acciaioli, on the Michigan MegaCast. So Jerry, tell us about the decision for CAPS to do a matching donation, because on the one hand, you can just make a donation as a company to an organization that's substantial and have your company's name on it. But why what was the ultimate decision and motivation behind saying, not only are we going to make this donation, but up to this certain amount that we're willing to donate ourselves in this base donation, we'll also match donations from the community?
Yeah, I think the foundation of it really goes back to Jeff Cates, our owner's relationship with Pastor Clark. I think over time, witnessing firsthand the capabilities and the offerings that Grace Centers provides for those in need really kind of hit close to home. The donation size probably has increased over time because of seeing the direct value of those contributions that are made. And then logically, a couple of years back, as Mark had mentioned, we thought this would be a great kickstart to increase fundraising to try to get other companies involved in donating. So it really wasn't the dollar amount. It was really just kind of more of a platform to be able to say, our boss, our owner believes in this, and others who would get close to the program would also understand the value. And I think witnessing it firsthand and being close to it made it an easy decision to do. And the fact that they created this platform to do a match program just seemed like a logical extension to try to get others involved.
And then Mark, just going back to you, we mentioned so much throughout this interview the importance of those donations, but what's also important for Grace Centers of Hope is people donating their time and donating their energy to helping the programs that are being run by Grace Centers of Hope run smoothly and providing that support to the organization that otherwise, if they do have to go out and they have to pay for these services, can be another substantial hit to that $7.5 million yearly budget. How important is people's time in terms of donations and volunteering opportunities to operations of an organization like Grace Centers of Hope?
You're so right, Tyler. It's not only money that makes this program run, it is donations such as food and clothes, but it's also the volunteers. We have hundreds, probably thousands of volunteers a year come and give their time. We have 2 kitchens. We have a men's center and a women's center. They serve 3 meals a day at each one. So we have volunteers come in at lunch and at dinner. They come to make meals, prepare meals. Sometimes they bring the food with them. They serve our men, they serve our women, they fellowship with them. Right now, we have just purchased our 57th house. And all of our houses surround the mission right here in Pontiac. So we have 57 homes that our residents can move into. Once they leave the 1-year program, they can stay 2 additional years. We call it aftercare. You come and you pay a nominal rent. It gradually gets you back into the adulting part of life. And with 57 houses, we just don't have the manpower to take care of all those, to rake the leaves in the fall, to paint the porches. So things like that, plant flowers, spread mulch. So the volunteers that come and do that, that work on our streets, that keep our homes and the yards and the surrounding lots in just beautiful condition. It's a blessing and such a necessary part of what we do is the volunteers. And it's an incredible to see, especially in the summertime. You could go outside in our streets or in one of our buildings, see 40, 50, maybe 100 volunteers in a day working out there to help us out. And we appreciate all of that for sure.
We'll go back to Jerry for just a moment. We have a few more minutes left in the interview before we let both of you gentlemen go. Jerry, before we say goodbye to you, what does it mean to how can we find CAPS Remodeling online, and if people want to employ the services of CAPS Remodeling in their home, maybe they are someone with limited mobility, or they are someone with a physical disability, or a mental disability, that may be in need of your services. How can they go about doing that?
Yeah, I think first of all, the best thing to do is when there's a need there, simple things like accessibility into the home, ramps, grab bars, things that make homes safe for those with those compromised mobility challenges. If you know you're in a situation like that, the best thing to do is to call our office line here, 248-246-1669, or you can even go online at www.capsremodeling.com and you get the general information and a feel for our services. And then obviously we have people here at our office that are certified and ready to answer any questions, even if it's in a consultative manner or actually specific questions about mobility challenges, needs, or things that they might find they need around the home.
More information also on the website, capsremodeling.com. Jerry, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then Mark, for you, just before we let you go, anything else at this time that would be important for people to be keeping in consideration about Grace Centers of Hope as we head in to the thick of spring and head towards summer?
If you have a garage sale, you have a spring cleaning, you're not sure what to do with all that leftover stuff, we have 4 thrift stores that bring in a good part of our budget too. You can go on our website at gracecentersofhope.org. You could find our thrift stores on there to donate your items. You can find the volunteer hub on there if you would like to come and volunteer. And so gracecentersofhope.org, and go on there any time of year. We need your support. We need your help. And also a quick shout out to Royal Oak Kimball High School. Tyler, you might not know this, but Jerry and I went to high school together and graduated together. How about that for God's path to bring
You're going way back, Mark.
I am. I mean, what is that, 15 years ago, Jerry?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Right?
I'll buy that.
Okay.
Well,
yeah, so that's really cool.
Some special info too. Calvin Brown, our technical director here, said he went to high school there.
Yeah, he went to ROHS.
Okay, it did turn into the high school, so he went to high school there. So big connection.
Wow.
Awesome.
There you
Same
go.
building.
There you go. Same building, right? There you go. So, but thank you, Tyler, so much for having us on. Jerry, thank you for all the support to you and Jeff and everybody there. And thank you to everybody that comes to Grace or will come to Grace because of this volunteer support, donations, monetary support, and we appreciate it all. Thank you very much.
Mark, Jerry, thank you both for being with us.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler.